What's good, YouTube? My name is NC Squared, and welcome to a brand new thing I'm doing on my channel. If you didn't check out the title, definitely check it out. I mean, you already see it probably right now, but this is gonna be my 5 things I don't want to see added to Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. We all see people that want to say like, oh, this is what I want to see added, this is what I want to see done with Pokemon, but this is what I want to see not want to do with Pokemon. So I'm going to list you 5. Obviously, this is not going to be in a top order. This is all my opinions. If you got your own opinions, leave it in the comment section below, and I will definitely like to add on to the conversation with you about what not to add in Pokemon. These are just my 5 things that I came up with myself. Number 5, or well, I guess number 1, since there's no specific order. Number 1 is I don't want a new stone, and by new stone I mean evolutionary stone. We already have the 5 OG stones from the first games. We got Firestone, Waterstone, Thunderstone, Leaf Stones, Moonstone, and then with the addition to 2nd gen we get the Sunstone, and then with the addition to 4th gen we get the Shiny, Dusk, Dawn, and Oval Stone. We have a total of 10 stones. 9 if you don't include the Oval Stone, but the Oval Stone is in fact needed to level or to evolve Happiny to Chansey, and that is the only stone that evolves into a Pokemon. But in my opinion, 10 stones is kind of a lot. Like, if they were to add a new stone into the 7th gen, it would have to make it like a lot more Pokemon. Like, we'd have to have at least 4 Pokemon with that evolution stone or something like that, because there's only a total of 40 Pokemon that evolve from stones. Like, that's not a lot, but it's still kind of a bit. Just some examples, like Firestone evolves Vulpix to Ninetales, Waterstone evolves Staryu to Starmie, the Thunderstone evolves Eevee to Jolteon, Leaf Stone evolves Execute to Executor, Nidorino to Nidoking for the Moonstone, Sunstone evolves Gloom to Blossom, Shiny Stone evolves Togetic to Togekiss, Duststone evolves Mischievous to Magius, Dawnstone evolves Snorunt to Frostlass, and Ovalstone evolves Happiny to Chansey. Those are just some examples, but I don't think we should have a new evolutionary stone to go along with this to 7th gen. I'm saying 6th gen a lot, but 7th gen, I don't think that would be a good idea to add another stone. Number 2, no new evolution, like no new type of evolution. Like, we already have so many ways to evolve a Pokemon. Well, for the first, we have the level up, just the regular basic level up. You get to level 16 for your starter, they evolve. Next is the stone, as I mentioned before, where there's obviously 40 Pokemon total that can evolve from a stone. And then there's trading. We have the basic trade where you can evolve a Kadabra to Alakazam. You have the trade with an item to evolve Seadra to Kingdra. And then we have trade for a certain Pokemon, which we have Carablast, and you trade it for a Shelmet. The Carablast evolves into Excalibur, and the Shelmet evolves into Esselger. Now, like that's just like the one Pokemon that can do that, and it's just like, why? Why is this the one Pokemon that can do that? That's actually pretty cool, to be honest with you, that if you trade for a certain Pokemon, this evolves. But we're adding so many more. That's just like, and that's just a subcategory of trading. We also have Friendship, which is Golbat to Crobat, and then we also have a subcategory of that is where you have to evolve with Friendship at a certain time of the day, which is like Eevee to Umbreon at night, and then Eevee to Espeon at day. And then we have another subsection in that it's like a certain time of the day you have to evolve your Pokemon. We have Tyrant to Tyrantrum, which is we just introduced that to 6th gen, and then we have Amora to Aurorus. Not sure if I said that correctly, but Aurorus, I think that's the way you say that name. And then next we have a certain place. We have like in 4th gen, we had the addition to Magneton to Magnezone, where you had to evolve in a Mount Coronet or a Magnetic Field. We have Nosepass to Probass, again inside of Mount Coronet. And then we have Eevee to Glaceon, which was also introduced, where you had to go to like the snow gym and find this rock that you just had to level up Eevee next to, and you got the Glaceon. Also the same thing with Leafeon, where you had to go into the forest right before the 2nd gym leader. You would be able to evolve Eevee to Leafeon there. And then we also have Burmy to Wormadam. Now I say this because there's 3 different evolutions for Wormadam. There's you go inside of a building and you get the trash cloak, I guess, and then you evolve Burmy in a cave. You get the other cloak, and then you get to evolve it outside. You get the other cloak for Wormadam as well. Those are just like the certain places you have to be for them. And then we have certain gender. You have to be a certain gender to evolve this Pokemon. Kirlia to Gallade with the Dawnstone evolves Gallade, and then Burmy to Mothim, you have to be a male, and then with Combee to Vespiquen, you have to be a female Combee. I understand with the female Combee though, because a queen bee, Vespiquen. But I mean, we could obviously see some more certain gender Pokemon evolve into that in 7th gen. That'd be pretty cool to see. But again, there's so many typings. Like, we also have certain moves: Piloswine to Mamoswine with Ancient Power, Amphibomb to Apibomb with Double Hit, and Bonsai to Sudowoodo with Mimic. We got holding a certain item, which is Sneasel to Weavile. We got Gligar to Gliscor, and then we got Happiny to Chansey again with the Oval Stone. And then we got the one-time evolutions, where this is the one time this has ever happened. We got Sliggoo to Goodra in the rain. We got Inkay to Malamar, where you have to hold the 3DS upside down. We got Feebas to Milotic, which is Beauty, but then later it was the Prism scale, because we obviously didn't get Contest in 5th gen, which is why they included that in the 5th gen. And then we got Mantike to Mantine, where you have to have a Remoraid in your party. We have to have Pancham to Pangoro, which you have to have a Dark type in your party. You have to have an Eevee to Sylveon, which is you have to use Pokemon to Me, and you have to have at least 2 Heart Affection and a Fairy type move. And then we also have Tyrogue to Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan or Hitmontop, which is based on stats. If attack is more than the defense, it goes to a Hitmonchan. Defense is more than attack, it's Hitmonlee. And then if the attack and defense are equal, it goes to Hitmontop. And then we also have Nincada to Shedinja and Ninjask, where if there's an open slot in your party, you'll be able to get the Shedinja. Now that was all my opinion. Those are at least 10 ways to evolve a certain Pokemon. Number 3, we got no passive rival. That's one thing I don't want to see. To be honest with you, aggressive rivals are better to me. As you can see with the recent 6th gen, there was no one rival we had. We had like 16,000 different rivals. And not 16,000, we had like 5. We had like Shauna, we had Serena if you picked the male, or what's his name, Callum if you picked the boy. And then we also had Trevor, we also had Tierno and Trevor. But the aggressive rivals, in my opinion, are in fact better. We have Blue or Gary Oak if you played 1st gen and 3rd gen. He was like he was that kind of character that, like, oh, I want to beat this guy. There's a reason why I want to beat this guy. It's because he's already the champion and he's always ahead of me. Now it's my time to defeat him. And then we also have Silver from the 2nd gen, and he was just one of those characters where you're like, oh, I gotta beat this guy up. There's like, anytime he's near me, he always talks smack. So every time I gotta beat him, every time. But then when you get to the non-aggressive ones like May and Brendan in 3rd gen, we're just like, I mean, yeah, you're my rival, but I'm just gonna swamp you every time. And then we got Barry in 4th gen, which is kind of more of like a rival, but like he wasn't aggressive. Like all he wanted to do was just go and rush into things. He wasn't like he wasn't like a, oh, I don't want to beat this guy. It's just a burden kind of thing. And then we got Sharon and Bianca in the regular black and white, and then they were just like, Sharon was kind of a butthole, but like he wasn't that kind of a butthole where you're like, oh, he's just annoying. Like it wasn't just like a oh, I want to beat this guy. It was just like, oh, I need to beat this guy because he's annoying. And then we got Hugh, which I didn't really play much of. I'm playing through it right now currently, but I didn't play much of Black 2 and White 2. But Hugh so far looks like he doesn't want anything to do with us. He has his own goals, and those goals are to get a Pokemon back that he had from that Team Plasma stole from a kid when he was younger. But he doesn't look like he wants to like battle us at any time. Yeah, he battles us throughout the game, but like throughout the game he only has 3 Pokemon at most, and you rarely ever see him. And then we have Caleb and Serena, of course, they were not super aggressive, but you never really saw them in the games in the first place. Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor, you battle them once, and that's it. And then you're done forever. Number 4, we have no Pokemon specific item. Now, this isn't just like we have certain Pokemon for this Pokemon, we have a total of like 6 or 5 of these Pokemon specific items. We have the Light Ball for Pikachu, which all it does is if you breed with the Light Ball, this is what I've only used it for. You breed it with a Light Ball, and you get Volt Tackle on your Pichu. And then next we have the Soul Dew for the Lotties, which is actually a pretty decent item for competitive wise, but like you have to go out of your way to find the Soul Dew. It's not like, oh hey, Soul Dew is given to you right at the beginning of the game. It's just like, oh, the Soul Dew like is for this one specific Pokemon and I can't use it for other Pokemon. And then we have the Thick Club for Cubone and Marowak. I mean, let's be real here, like yeah, it's good for like playing like a in-game Nuzlocke, but you really like never see it competitive wise, or like the second you get a better item, you give that to the Cubone or Marowak. Along going with the stick with the Farfetch'd, it raises its critical hit. I mean, I can see that being good for Farfetch'd because Farfetch'd is kind of not used a lot, but there's also so many other items I can give this Farfetch'd. Along with the Metal Sound and Quick Powder, or the Metal and Quick Powder to give to Ditto, it's the same thing. I just feel like there's better items I can give this Ditto, especially because Ditto can get the ability Imposter, which it immediately transforms into this Pokemon, and you can give it a different item. Number 5, we have, obviously this is kind of expected, I don't want to see a new typing. Now the reason is because I'm going to list off how many Pokemon of the typing are in each type. So we have 126 Water, 102 Normal, 101 Flying, 95 Grass, 95 Grass and 90 Psychic. We have 72 Bug type, we have 67 Ground, 64 Fire, 62 Poison, 58 Rock, 53 Fighting, 51 Dark. Both Dragon and Electric are 50. We have 49 Steel, 46 Ghost, and 40 Fairy type Pokemon. Now, starting from the bottom, we can easily see that there are more Fairy type Pokemon being introduced to 7th Gen with the Cutiefly and Comfey, the newly released Pokemon, along with some few of like what's his name, Mimikyu, the Pikachu disguise Pokemon. It looks like we can see a little bit more Fairy type Pokemon coming into play here, but as you can see, it just looks like we don't need a new typing. We just need to elaborate more on the bottom half of the spectrum, where we have like barely any Pokemon, like such as Steel, Dragon, and Electric, Dark, Fighting, Rock, Poison. They all have below 65, along with Fire. They all have below 65, when there's only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon that only have 65 and above typing, and that's also the reason because of dual typing. And it's just like, if there was only single typing, it'd be so much lower. But I think we shouldn't add a new typing in this generation, mainly because we only had the new typing from 1st Gen to 2nd Gen because we had the move Bite, and there was no Dark type Pokemon. Like, there was no stab move for that, so we obviously had to put that in. And then there was also the fact that 2nd Gen also brought in Steelix, the evolution for Onix, and then Scizor, the evolution for Scyther, and the only way to get that was the Metal Coat, and so the Steel type was made. And so finally, through 6th Gen, we got the introduction to Fairy type Pokemon, and now it's just like, oh shoot, what the heck? This is gonna be great, or not great. It was just like, it was 50-50 for you if you liked it or not, or you hated it or not. But currently, we only have 40 Fairy type Pokemon, and that was just introduction to 6th Gen. And it's just like, well, what happens if they add a new typing? Are they gonna have to add like 50 of these or 40 of these just to match Fairy type? I don't think they should add a Fairy type, or not a Fairy type, a new typing to Sun and Moon, mainly because there's just so much they can do with the other typings that they could just elaborate more on that instead of having to make a new typing. Alright guys, that concludes my 5 I guess things that I don't want to see added to Sun and Moon. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I would love to see what you guys comment and see what you don't want to see added to Sun and Moon. It really like warms my heart that you guys comment and stuff like that. So Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys want to see more something more like this, just let me know in that comment section below. But like, leave suggestions for me as well, and I'll pick the one that I like the best. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the support you guys give on this channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.